On today's episode, we take a trip into the heart of the DMZ, the tense and heavily fortified border between North and South Korea. Join us as we explore this unique no man's land, delve into its chilling history, and uncover the stories of hope and reconciliation hidden within this zone of conflict. Don't miss this eye-opening journey into one of the world's most intriguing destinations.
South Korea here and North Korea there. Good morning fam and welcome back to beautiful freezing cold Korea. We're just heading over to the train station now. Today we are going to the DMZ. That's right, the Demilitarized zone sits between North and South Korea. So we're going to go on a group tour. Looking forward to this. Let's go.
We headed to our meetup spot, jumped on the tour bus, got an overview of the day ahead and started the journey to the DMZ. As the cityscape faded away and the rugged terrain of urban Korea flashed by our window, our guide provided us with a brief history explaining what led to the split between North and the South. She also gave us some personal stories of young soldiers who were only 17, 18 years old and shared some of their letters sent to their families. I can't even imagine what a difficult time this must have been for the Korean people.
Welcome to our first destination. This is Imjingak Peace. I'll get the name right eventually. We've got this beautiful monument here. We're just going to have a look around. Like when we got here, it was super busy, like heaps of people. But when you sort of start pushing outside and having a look around, there's a lot more space. So we're just going to catch up with our group in case she's got some cool insights to tell us in terms of the history. There she is, she's going already. So it's going to catch up and we'll have a look around here. Here's one of the locomotives. You can see like all the bullet holes and the shrapnel holes and stuff like that in it. Crazy, they call this the steel horse. It's pretty big too, old school as.
This is the Freedom Bridge, named this because over 12,000 Korean prisoners of war returned home by this bridge in 1953.
Right, so we got a bit lost, separated from the group. Nalini's over there somewhere, so we're just gonna go try and find her. Like I'm trying to film everything and these guys are just all over the place. So even though like it's cool to come by yourself, like I like to do group things because of the additional information that the guides can give you that you probably wouldn't get otherwise. In saying that, I should probably stick with the group so I can make the most of that. So let's go meet up with them and continue the tour.
The Korean War, which erupted in 1950 and lasted until 1953, began when North Korea, supported by the Soviet Union and China, invaded South Korea in an attempt to unify the peninsula under communist rule. South Korea, aided by the United Nations, primarily the United States, fought back against the invasion. The conflict saw fierce fighting and significant casualties on both sides, and it ultimately ended in a stalemate with the signing of an armistice in 1953. This armistice created the Korean Demilitarized Zone as a buffer between the two nations, which remain technically at war to this day. The Korean War had a profound impact on the region and shaped much of the subsequent Cold War dynamics in East Asia.
But you can see like this whole place is surrounded by barbed wire. And here we've got the National Memorial for Abductees during the Korean War. Very interesting to see all this. Pretty eerie place, man. So that's a memorial in tribute to the US soldiers that lost their lives during the Korean War. There was actually a contingent of New Zealand soldiers and Māori soldiers that came over as a part of Kayforce to help fight as well during the war. I think around 40 of them lost their lives, but I'll confirm that. So in a way it's a spot to remember them all.
Kayforce was a 1,000-man New Zealand ground force comprising artillery and small ancillary units. 45 New Zealanders died in service in Korea. It was now time to head to our next stop, the third tunnel.
The world's only demilitarized zone, DMZ, is a place that bears the tragedy of the time in the past.
So from the North Korea, they digging the tunnel, 1,600 meters.
Welcome to stop number 2, which is called the third tunnel. So a lot's actually happened since we came through the first place because we had to go through the military stop point or the military checkpoint. And some soldiers come on the bus and they check your passports off against your registration that we had to register for the tour last night. check that out. And yeah, then you can go through, but the landscape is totally different, definitely a different buzz. And you're going through these mountains and there's all these mine signs, so there's mines everywhere in this area. So we're legit in the heart of the DMZ. We came in here, they showed us a movie just to give you some background, a little bit of history about the place and the tunnels themselves. And then we actually couldn't use any cameras or anything like that. We had to go and chuck all our stuff in a locker. Did that and then went down into the tunnels, which are like 250 meters down on a nasty angle. So if you ain't fit or you got injuries, I wouldn't advise doing it because it was tough. I'm still sweaty. But definitely with it, it flattens out down the bottom and leads to the sort of the North Korea build of the tunnel. But we didn't go down there because I'm claustrophobic and it was really tight, water dripping from the ceilings, not really my kind of thing, and there's a lot of people there, so didn't do it, but it was cool. Just having a nice little sit in this little Zen garden-y type area with a little waterfall, what is it, a water feature windmilly thingy over there, and it's a water wheel, thanks though. And there's a photo zone over there, we'll go check out, but yeah, it's a dead forest with mines everywhere. Obviously everything's fenced off, barbed wire and stuff. So there's that famous DMZ sign. People are just taking pics in front of it, obviously because you want a pic, because it's cool for social, but I've had my eye on this tank in the corner. Let's go get a pic in front of that bad boy.
The third tunnel, discovered in 1978 within the DMZ, is one of several tunnels North Korea dug aiming to launch surprise attacks on Seoul just 44 kilometers away. And here's proof that even in the DMZ you can still find cute little Korean characters. And then it was on to the next stop where we actually got to get a glimpse into North Korea.
Right, we're just walking from the bus up to the observatory, and it's another hill, so just know on this tour you're going to be walking up some hills, bro. We're going here next, I think.
And after a short hill climb, we finally got a look into North Korea.
South Korea here and North Korea there. Yeah, so you can look through these binoculars back here. Lots of sets there and look straight into North Korea, which is cool. I think the view's all over the spot. Oh shit, there's snow. Ice. I haven't seen snow in years. So you can see the two flags, one South Korea there and North Korea right there. And apparently back in the day they were all trying to build it higher than the other, going back and forth, but they stopped it. But the North Korea one definitely looks higher. And apparently we're very lucky because there's very good visibility and they don't get it too often. She was saying that sometimes only like 5 meters, so it's a beautiful day today. I haven't seen snow in years. I'm still in a t-shirt, but it's not that cold because we've been walking up hills all day. God damn it. So we just stopped off here at this little village in the DMZ. These guys have got like restaurants and little cafes and stuff set up, which is pretty cool. Just stopped here for a mini break before we head on to the suspension bridge, which will be the last stop on this trip. And yeah, man, it's been very cool. This is a interesting spot. I'll show you guys around, but we're not here for much longer. 5 minutes and we'll be off, but cool trip, man. Having a good time.
We were actually very lucky to visit the observatory as it's now been closed due to the balloons coming over from North Korea. It was time to head to the last stop of the trip.
Last hill for the day. Beautiful place though. We are in Mojang village and this is the Mojang suspension bridge. This bridge was built as a symbol of peace for the north and the south, located in a really beautiful area inside the DMZ here.
I really learned a lot today, not just about the history of this place, but the resilience of the Korean people. I couldn't begin to imagine having your country separated, your family, your friends, your ideals, and everything that makes you unique in your place on this earth. I'm proud of my fellow countrymen and all the others who all those years ago farewelled their families and travelled overseas to support you as I know you would have done for us. I've also learned that Korea is a stunningly beautiful place. Just look around. Until we meet again, aroha mai, aroha atu. Love received, love returned.
Alright fam, that's going to wrap it up, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that tour. A look inside the DMZ, man. There's actually a little whole community in here. Villagers that work inside here running these places. And it's been a real eye-opening experience and good to see into North Korea. Everyone wonders what it's like there, so it was cool to see that. Tour was all good, not bad at all, man. We really had a good time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.